Mr. Speaker, throughout my prosecutorial career, I worked on hundreds of cases that took years to complete. Notwithstanding many unknowns, procedural delays, and complicated evidence, the truth always prevailed. Criminals must always be punished. Now Canadians demand answers from our Attorney General. If new evidence comes to light in relation to the member of Papineau's illegal vacation, even after 6 years, will the minister follow his oath of office and ensure that that member of Papineau will not be left off the hook?
Hear, hear. The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, as the honourable member knows, from all his long experience as a prosecutor, both the police and the prosecution services are independent in our Canadian system.
The Honourable Member for Kamloops, Thompson, Caribou.
Mr. Speaker, as a former Crown prosecutor and somebody who taught at a law school, I note that an investigation can be reopened years after if new evidence surfaces. In the case of a fraud in hundreds of thousands of dollars, Mr. Speaker, this may result in a penitentiary sentence on conviction. So my question for the Minister of Justice, or pardon me, for the Attorney General is this. Would he support the reopening of an investigation into a serious criminal fraud if new evidence surfaced 6 years later?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, as I had indicated earlier, as the Conservatives want to be able to continue to get into personal attacks, we will continue to focus our attention on what's important to Canadians, Mr. Speaker. That's one of the reasons in which we have seen the type of response in different types of pandemic support programs, whether the packages such as the CERB, the wage losses program. There's so many things that as a government we've done in order to support Canadians because we remain focused on them as opposed to what the Conservatives are remaining focused on, personal character assassination. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
L'honorable député Bellechasse des Chemins Lévis.
Bon matin, bon après-midi, Monsieur le Président. Quand on le questionne sur son...
When we ask a question about the very luxurious and illegal vacation taken, the Prime Minister responds that it was 6 years ago and it doesn't need to be pursued. It seems that the Prime Minister believes that he's above the law. Is the Minister of Justice comfortable with this situation? Doesn't he believe that the file should be reopened, given this new information?
L'honorable Secrétaire parlementaire.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
If you ask the question 4 times, 5 times, whatever number of times you ask the question, the answer is really not going to say, not you, Mr. Speaker, but the...
Order. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Mr. Speaker, you know, I'm just trying to give some advice to the Conservative opposition. No matter how many times in which you might want to, as an opposition party, rephrase or phrase a particular question, I understand that your focus is more on character assassination, whether it's the Prime Minister or other ministers. My suggestion, Mr. Speaker, is no matter how persistent they are at that, we will be equally, or if not more persistent, on serving Canadians by developing good legislation and good budgetary measures that are going to help Canadians every day of their life.